Hello. Today we are going to find the exact value of cosine alpha plus beta if sine alpha is given and cosine beta is given. So we start with this formula. Cosine alpha plus beta is equal to product of cosines minus product of sines. We just need to plug value for each of these ones and evaluate. We already know cosine beta is this fraction, so we can plug it right now. And we know sine alpha. Only we need to find cosine alpha and sine beta. To do that, I'm going to use trigonometric identity. Cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is 1. To find cosine, I express cosine squared theta. It's 1 minus sine squared theta. So cosine equals, we square root both sides. Don't forget about plus or minus. Square root of this difference, 1 minus sine squared theta. This is one formula. And to express sine theta, we express sine squared theta as 1 minus cosine squared theta. And then sine is equal to, and again we square root both sides. Don't forget plus or minus, square root 1 minus cosine squared theta. Now, we're ready to find cosine alpha using this formula, plus or minus the square root of 1 minus sine squared alpha. In our problem, alpha is between 0 and pi over 2. It means alpha is in the first quadrant, and cosine in the first quadrant is positive. It's right here. So between plus and minus, we choose plus. Cosine alpha is positive, square root of 1 minus sine squared alpha. Sine is 3 over 5 squared. Okay. Cosine alpha is square root of 1 minus, now it's 9 over 25. Cosine alpha is now 25 over 25 minus 9 over 25. So it's square root of 16 over 25. So what is 4/5? So instead of cosine alpha, we can write 4 over 5. Now only we need to find is sine beta. We're using this formula now. It's plus or minus square root 1 minus cosine squared beta. And in our problem, beta is between negative pi over 2 and 0. So it's a fourth quadrant, and sine in the fourth quadrant is negative. Between plus and minus, we're choosing minus. Negative square root of 1 minus cosine squared beta. And cosine beta is right here, 2 radical 5 over 5. Just we need to evaluate this. Sine beta is negative square root 1 minus. Now 2 squared is 4 times radical 5 squared is 5. 4 times 5, 20. 5 squared, 25. Now 1 expresses 25 over 25, so sine beta is negative square root of 5 over 25, and we can simplify, it's negative square root of 5 over 5. Plug this number right here. Now we're ready to evaluate this expression. We know everything we need. So this product minus times minus. (11) radical 5 over 25.